Hey everyone, I'm Mike from Mike Olson Art. I hope everyone's having a great day today. First off, I wanted to wish you guys all a happy new year. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support and all the kind words that you sent my way in 2024. So, happy new year, thank you, and hope you guys are having a great 2025 so far. I still have quite a few cards from 2024 Series 2 that I haven't shared with you guys. I'm going to be sharing those cards in the coming weeks, but I really wanted to break things up a little bit today. I just finished the first card of 2025 Series 3, and I really just wanted to break in and share that one with you before January was over and we were on our way through the year. So this card was an extremely interesting card and kind of weirdly has parallels to this time of year. I call this card the what if card. A lot of times during the New Year holiday, people reflect and they think to themselves, what if I would have done something different? Or what if I didn't do something that I did do? In the sports world, what ifs all over the place. What if my favorite player never hurt themselves? Or what if my team rose a little bit higher in the draft? Or like today's card, what if my favorite player was actually drafted by a completely different team? I love the idea that this client brought to me, and I call it the what if card. And why don't we just take a look and see what he came up with. So this card is a 1990 Donruss Todd Van Poppel card. I think that a lot of you guys know that Todd Van Poppel was not drafted by the Braves, but the really, really creative client that worked with me on this card just wanted to reimagine that. And Todd Van Poppel is one of his favorite players, and he thought to himself, what if Todd was drafted by the Braves instead of Chipper Jones? What would that look like? So this customer loves 1990 Donruss. I've done a couple cards for him using this exact same design year, and he wanted to continue that tradition, and this is what we came up with. So this card has quite a bit behind it, so why don't we just dive right in and see what went into making this really unique card. All right, so here is our handmade, 1990 Donruss Todd Van Poppel card. I was a collector in the late 80s, early 90s, and I think, every kid that was collecting back then remembers that Upper Deck Todd Van Poppel card that literally every kid wanted and really didn't even know why. But, I remember getting one of those and thinking that I was all set for retirement, but obviously we know how Todd's career panned out, and those cards are not quite as valuable as they were back in the early 90s. So, that 1990 draft, the Braves selected Chipper Jones as their number one, draft pick. Todd was selected 14th by the Oakland Athletics, and this really creative client wanted to kind of reimagine a different draft order and asked, what if Todd was the one that was drafted first? What if the Braves were the one that picked him up? And that was kind of the jumping off point for this card. This 1990 Donruss is one of my favorite cards to reproduce. They all have this really unique splatter pattern on the side of their cards. This 1990 Donruss set was a pretty sprawling set of cards. I think it was something over 700 different cards. There were a couple different subsets, and there was mainly a red version of this card. There was, I think, some blue versions that were not supposed to be released, but were. And then there's these green versions, which are, the set of the rookie cards. So that's why we decided to put Todd in this green Donruss with the rookie logo, because we were reimagining him being drafted in his rookie year by the Braves. And, that's how this card came about. The image for this card was supplied to me by the client. Not only did they come up with the idea, but they had the photo they wanted to use, and they had the design year that they wanted to put him in. So right off the bat, I had everything I needed from this client to just kind of go for it. So this is what we came up with. I really love how Todd came out in this one, and I gotta say, he looks pretty good in a Braves uniform. His career was pretty short, even though he was pretty well hyped. A lot of people think that the Oakland Athletics did kind of a poor job developing him as a pitcher, and I honestly wonder if the Braves would have done a way better job. The pitchers for the Braves were notoriously excellent pitchers, and maybe the Braves would have done a little bit better job with Todd. So it's kind of the story behind this one. This photo of Todd, he was actually outside. So one of the differences you'll notice is that I decided not to do a sky background, and I decided to just go with kind of a washed out kind of grayish black. There was a lot going on here, and I didn't want another blue to distract from what we were already doing here. So I went with the gray. The green, the blue, the red really all works together much better than I expected. When we were talking about this card, I kind of wasn't sure what was going to happen when this thing was all done, but the colors really work together great, and I just love how this one came out, especially this image of Todd. He looks really great, and I hope he looks just as cool as he does in the photograph. So that is our card front. And here's our card back. Todd's name. I made him an Atlanta Brave for the back of this card, and put his career stats on there. I even decided to add the Braves colors to this little detail that I always put on the back of these cards. So that is, our card back. So really fun card to work on. It was really difficult. This card had to be pieced together. Todd never played during this time where Donruss made these cards, so I had to, completely come up with this cursive text on my own, which was probably the hardest part of the front of this card. The 1990 Donruss, this is very distinctively written, everybody's name, so I really wanted to make sure that I captured that and made it look as close to the original as possible, even though he did not originally appear in this design year at all. So really cool card, really interesting project, and thank you so much to the client that wanted to do this really amazing card. All right, so that is the story behind our 1990 Donruss Todd Van Poppel card. Super, super fun project, really unique card idea. I really loved that this client came up with the idea of, making this card that is based on an event that never really happened. Todd was never drafted by the Braves, but what if he was? What would have happened? And just seeing this card and having it all come together was really, really interesting. And thank you again to the client that keeps coming up with these really, really cool ideas. So I love the results of this one. Thank you so much. So that's it, guys. Happy New Year. I don't know if you guys have any what-if cards that you can come up with, but, any card, any idea, please send it my way. I would love to work on a card for you guys. And like I always say, there's no card that we can't do. So, get your imaginations going, reach out anytime. You can contact me here on Instagram, or you can head over to mikeolsonart.com, and let's talk about your card project. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you again soon.